Hi guys, I saw that Big Banana tried my Banana Bubs Hefeweizen, and I thought it was finally time for me to finalize this grain to glass video so you can see the madness of this second part of brewing with candy. So let's have a look at the brew footage, and then we'll come back and pour beer and look at the recipe. The malts are measured up. In here we have 1.5 kilograms of German Pilsner malt and 1.8 kilos of wheat malt and 300 grams of light crystal malt. Okay, let's get this crushed. Let's add a cap of lactic acid to lower the pH a bit. And in goes 250 grams of rice hulls. Give this a good stir. Let's check the temperature. We're aiming for 66. .9. See if it stops there. Yeah, so we're spot on. Nice. Okay, let's start the circulation and then we'll check the pH. 66, you see? Spot on. Okay, circulation's all hooked up. Gonna need some better solution for this. Had a little leak there. Gonna have to solve that. Let's do the pH test. And we're at about 5.2. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Cheers. Now it's time to get really nasty. We're about 35 minutes left of the brew. I got 1 kilo of candy, Banana Bubs. I was going with banana skids, but this has no fat in it, so hope this will be better. No gelatin either. Hope it will work. I'm gonna add it at 30 minutes because I think it will take the temperature down, so we can get up the temperature again, put in the wort chiller and so on. Every day is an experiment. Let's add the motherfucking candy. Okay, just added the 1 kilo of Banana Bubs, which of course took the temperature down. Does it feel like a good idea to do this? No. I hope they will dissolve. I actually did a pre-test with one of these in water, and that one dissolved after a bit. And we're 30 minutes left here, a boil, and we seems to be almost up to a boil again. So I will keep on stirring. We're about 30 minutes left, as I said. Okay. Got a massive reaction here, but as you see, they are almost dissolved now, or at least much of it. We'll have to keep my eyes on this. We're at 23 minutes now. The plan was to add this at 30 minutes, so I would have about 50 minutes to dissolve them before adding the wort chiller. And the plan seems to work. Okay, it's starter tasting time. This time I made a small starter because I want a lot of esters from the yeast. So this is another tool in the tool belt if you have everything else checked out. So let's taste this, if it's okay. And this is WLP 300. It smells nice. Cheers. Yeah, it's a really tasty starter. Cheers, guys. Done. Let's kill the heat and start chilling. Okay, let's take the OG. We're at 1050. That's a little bit over, but I was aiming for 1047, but with the candy I couldn't be sure, so it's very close, I must say, for this brew. So great. We're down to 22C right now, so let's transfer it to the fermenter. Pours out golden clear wort. Nice. Okay. The beer is in the fridge. Got a little bit more. Actually, 1 liter is the starter. Didn't decant it this time because it was so small in that big jar. But got almost a liter more than I usually do. Maybe it's the candy, I don't know. I like to start at 17C with this kind of yeast. So let's set this to 17. I hope this will work. I don't have a clue how this candy will infect the brew. Guess we have to wait and see. So the beer is actually at 17, sitting at 17, and we're going to start our fermentation there. Okay. The probe is under this insulation, so it's well insulated from the outside temperature. Okay, cheers. Let's clean up. I just have to show you this. Retake. I just have to show you this. I'm cold crashing the Banana Bubs beer, the candy beer, and just tilted it up because I got those huge amount of particulates in suspension dropping out. So we will have to see if we can get under the line here, leaving it at least for another 24 hours cold crashing, or I will have to use a siphon to rack it from the top. Okay, this is I think pieces of the candy. What else could it be? Note to myself, don't brew with candy. So that was the brew footage. Let's pour a Banana Bubs Hefeweizen. Now this has been sitting in the keg for quite a while now, so it might have cleared up a bit. Maybe I should have rigged up the camera a little bit more so you could have a better view of the pour, but here it is. It's looking quite clear for a wheat beer, but every beer will clear in the keg if you just give it some time. Well, it looked like a wheat beer, massive carbonation. So it's a storm in there, heavily carved, like a Hefeweizen should be. But let me try to get rid of this foam. So, okay, let's look at the beer. It's quite clear now. I think most of the haze actually is from that massive carbonation. But it was more hazier at the competition. Speaking of the competition, I will put the link to the video about the competition, which I entered with the Banana Bubs Hefeweizen and the ZOO APA. I will also put the link to the other candy beer in the description box. So, let's give it a nose. It's hard to actually smell anything with that massive cap, but it's banana, but it's very clean hefe. You get the banana, which bits come from the candy and which bits come from the yeast. It's hard to tell because it mainly tastes like hefe. But as I said, it's clearer and it's cleaner. This fermented out very low for hefe, 10,008. Well, it's a good beer if you like Hefeweizen. Let's have a look at the recipe. I used and this ended up to 24 liters in the fermenter, 1.8 kilos of wheat malt, 1.5 kilos of Pilsner malt, 300 grams of crystal malt. That's it for the grains. Hops, I added 27 grams of Saphir hops at 60 minutes. No more hops than that. And at 30 minutes, I added a kilo of Banana Bubs. And this was fermented with the White Labs WLP 300 Hefeweizen ale yeast. And the pre-boil without the candy was 1034, OG was 1050, FG was 10,008, and the ABV landed at 5.55%. I don't encourage anyone to try this brew out. This was madness, but it still turned out with a great beer. Like Big Banana said, if you haven't looked at Big Banana's review of this beer, I'll try to put a link to that below as well. I've got many links down there now. As Banana said, it's almost a little bit lagerish because it's so clean. You have the banana esters from the yeast or the candy, or a little bit of both. It has been sitting for a while now in the keg, so I can see what he meant when he told that underneath that layer of hefe and the banana, it has a lager quality to it. And it sure looks like a lager. You can see that. This is a wheat beer with a huge amount of candy in it, which turned out crystal clear with just some time in the keg. No gelatin here or finings whatsoever. So, as I said, don't try this at home. If you want to brew with candy, go with hard candy, not soft candy. This is just madness. But with that said, I'm standing here with a good looking, good drinking beer. I've sent some more out, so I hope we will see some other guys' reviews on the Banana Bubs Hefeweizen. That's it for today. Tip of the day, don't brew with candy. But if you do, please send me a bottle. Cheers guys, thanks for watching. Dr. Hans out. Så. Så kan det se ut.